Hello everyone, my name is Ray Whitcher and I'm the fourth year animation lecturer. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about a really awesome project that the students worked on for their fourth year final animation project. They were given the brief to actually create a series of short animated features that would be screened on the various channels that Viacom owns. Viacom being the parent company of brands such as MTV and Nickelodeon and a whole bunch of other really great pioneering channels. So they approached us and they said, listen, we would like you to choose a public holiday in South Africa and then create a series of animations that celebrate exactly what you think that holiday means. And so through my discussions with the team from Viacom, we came to the conclusion that we were going to use Heritage Day as our kind of final output. Heritage Day being a very important holiday to me personally, and I think to a lot of other fellow South Africans, just because it's the one day that we really get to celebrate ourselves as well as everyone else's cultures and the various kind of things that we've been through and the things that we need to learn still about each other. And so I thought, especially having such a great, diverse, and amazing group of students that I do, that this would be the perfect opportunity for them to really explore what it means to be South African, or for even for those that aren't South African, what South Africa means to them as well. And so we actually came up with some really interesting ideas. You'll see in the next couple of minutes that we'll be talking to the actual winners of the competition, which I think is a really great thing. So as we ended up with a team of two animators that won one of the categories, and then a solo animator that won a second one. And the great thing about this brief was it also, because it's fourth year level, they encouraged experimentation. So the students weren't kind of stuck with doing one medium. They could do anything they wanted, from stop frame to traditional 2D animation to 3D. So really it was up to them. So they needed to decide what would suit them best, how it would be the most efficient way to do things. And interestingly, quite a lot of the students actually chose the 2D medium. Now, for those of you that don't know, 2D animation is hard. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of pre-production, and it's really just, it's quite a task to actually produce even 30 seconds, which was the brief. And you'll see that I particularly am very proud of how these students approached the brief and how they actually understood it. So one went from for a really beautiful exploration of a kind of a more personal exploration of especially the spaces of Joburg, and the other a much more humorous route. So I think without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Anelissa, Wednesday, and Gareth. They'll be talking you through things, and then I will see you a little bit later.
Hi, my name is Anelissa Nkanyuza, and I am an animator, illustrator, game design student at Wits. I like making fantasy portraits, digitally, of course. But yeah, that's my thing. I also like making visualizers for songs I listen to, so that's dope too. But yeah, that's me. So the concept for the animation was we were given the brief Heritage Day, and that was quite challenging for me because like how do you capture what is South Africa's heritage? What is it to be South African? How do you capture that in 30 seconds? So we decided to make our own ideal fantasy version of South Africa where everyone's just vibing, the landscape is just thriving, the animals are just jumping with people on skateboards. So yeah, everyone's just chilled together, and that's our ideal South Africa. Everyone's just being chilled. So COVID affected the way I work in that it was kind of hard to find the motivation to work on creative projects when you're removed from that environment, that creative environment with other people who you can bounce ideas off, get feedback, and like for me being my biggest and harshest critic, it was hard reviewing my own work because I was just like giving myself the worst of it. But you know, at the end of it, and then like in the bigger scheme, I feel like we got off relatively lucky because even though we were in lockdown, we were still able to complete work, assignments, submit because we work electronically, mostly in digital arts. So honestly, I feel like that is quite a bonus, I guess, if anything. Yeah.
My name is Gareth Chadwick, and I am a 3D artist based in Johannesburg, finishing my honors in digital arts. The way I came up with the concept of my project was that I wanted it to be something that all South Africans can relate to, And what's more relatable for a South African than having your own power cut out? So I decided to have my animation set in a South African space station that is infiltrated by an adventurer attempting to steal a source of power. But things go wrong and it is revealed that Eskom is the one powering the station. So I thought it would be funny that even in the future where we are now in space, Eskom is still causing load sheddings. Before COVID arrived, we only had 6 weeks of lectures at the Wits campus, and I was only in the pre-production phase still figuring out the concept. So it did have a negative impact on my work as it made it difficult to consult with my lecturer on the production, but I was still able to push through with the resources I had to animate my project. Being a digital artist feels like having a key to 1,000 doors because there are so many different ways of creating your own art. I've barely scratched the surface as a 3D artist as it feels like there is a never-ending journey to learn something new in the world of animation.
Right, so wasn't that amazing? So I would like to also invite you all to please follow the link below and have a look at the rest of our exhibition. We've hosted every single video part that was actually created for the piece. I think in total, if memory serves, there's about 12 projects in total that were actually created for the brief, and you'll be suitably impressed by every single one of them. So just to give you a little bit of insight, the fourth year project is really, because it's the final year of animation studies, we encourage a lot of experimentation. It's a lot more industry relevant, so we tend to actually give real kind of pitch style briefing. They need to actually come up with pre-production Bibles. They need to do all the storyboarding, essentially follow what's called the animation pipeline. So it's not just about actually making a piece, it's about what comes before the piece. So it introduces some really beautiful values of criticality, of understanding how different things work, and actually just really pushing the medium of animation. So this was the first of many years to come of this subject. It's actually very brand new. This was the first group of students that's ever worked with it, and I'm hoping to see just better and better results. And again, follow our link to the YouTube channel and have a look at just all the other truly amazing pieces of work that were generated for this competition. Thank you again, and see you around the exhibition.